Your aloe plant is sitting quietly on the windowsill, but something feels wrong. The leaves that were once thick, firm, and green are now soft, yellow, and leaning downward. When you gently check the pot, you may even discover dark, mushy roots that make it look like the plant has already reached the end. But here is the surprising part. An aloe plant with black-looking roots is not always a lost cause. Sometimes the problem is not that the plant needs more attention. Sometimes it is receiving the wrong kind of attention. Over the next few minutes, we will look at the simple rescue process experienced growers use when an aloe plant begins to struggle. You will learn how to understand what is happening, what signs to look for, and how to give the plant a better chance to recover. I have seen this same problem happen again and again with aloe plants grown on windowsills, patios, and gardens over many years. And if this feels confusing, that is very common. You are not doing anything wrong. Many caring gardeners simply try to help their plants by giving them more water, more fertilizer, or more attention. But sometimes aloe needs the opposite. Sometimes the best first step is understanding what is happening below the soil. Before explaining why this happened, it helps to understand why aloe plants struggle in the first place. Aloe is a plant built for dry conditions. In its natural environment, it grows in areas where rain may come and go, and the soil dries quickly afterward. Because of this, aloe has developed thick leaves that store water for later use. Those thick leaves are like a natural water supply. The plant does not need frequent watering because it already has a way to protect itself during dry periods. This is where many gardeners become surprised. When aloe leaves become soft, many people assume the plant is thirsty. It seems logical. A soft leaf looks like it needs more moisture. But with aloe, the opposite can often be true. The problem may not be a lack of water. The problem may be that the roots have been sitting in moisture for too long. When soil stays wet for many days, especially in a container, the roots may struggle to get enough air. Healthy roots need both water and oxygen. Without proper airflow, roots can become weak, damaged, and unable to support the plant above the soil. This is why an aloe can slowly become soft even when the soil is constantly wet. The leaves are showing a problem that started below the surface. Indoor aloe plants are especially vulnerable because they are often placed in decorative pots that hold moisture longer. Sometimes they are watered on the same schedule as other houseplants that enjoy more moisture. But aloe follows a different rhythm, prefers patience, prefers dry periods between watering. Understanding this difference is the first step toward helping a struggling aloe recover. Now that we know why this happens, the next step is not to immediately add something to the soil. The first step is to carefully discover what is really happening. When an aloe plant looks unhealthy, the roots tell the story. Begin by gently removing the aloe from its pot. There is no need to rush. This is not a race. A calm and careful approach is much better than pulling quickly and damaging healthy parts of the plant. Once the plant is removed, look closely at the roots. Healthy aloe roots are usually firm and attached. They may not always look thick, but they should feel strong. Damaged roots often look very different. They may appear dark, soft, or mushy. They can sometimes separate easily because the plant is already losing those parts. This moment can feel discouraging, especially when you care about your plants. But remember, discovering the problem is actually progress. You cannot help a plant until you understand what it needs. Many gardeners make the mistake of trying to fix a plant without first checking the cause. They add fertilizer, move the plant around, or water more often without knowing what is happening underneath. Aloe recovery begins with observation. Look carefully. Keep the healthy parts safe. Avoid pulling on roots that are still firm and attached. The goal is not to remove everything. The goal is to understand what needs attention. Once you identify damaged roots, the next step is the part that makes many gardeners nervous. Removing the unhealthy parts. It can feel strange to cut away part of a plant you are trying to save. But damaged, mushy roots usually cannot return to being healthy roots. Removing them allows the plant to focus its energy on the stronger parts that remain. Using a clean cutting tool, carefully remove only the roots that are clearly damaged. Avoid cutting healthy sections just because they look different from what you expected. This is where patience matters. A common beginner mistake is thinking that more cutting means faster recovery. But plants are living systems. They need balance. Removing only the damaged areas gives the aloe a better starting point without creating unnecessary stress. After cleaning the affected roots, the plant needs time. This is one of the most important steps, and it is also the one many gardeners skip. Sometimes the best thing you can do for an aloe plant is to wait. After damaged roots are removed, the plant may need time for the cut areas to dry and form a protective layer. This natural healing process helps reduce the chance of new problems when the plant returns to soil. Many people feel uncomfortable during this waiting period because they want to help. They want to water. They want to check every day. They want to do something. But gardening is not always about doing more. Sometimes helping means allowing nature to work. Immediately placing a damaged aloe back into wet soil can create the same problem again. The plant needs a chance to recover before returning to its growing environment. This is a valuable gardening lesson. Good care is not always constant action. Good care is knowing when to step back and observe. Once your aloe is ready, the next step is creating the environment it actually wants. A rescued aloe needs a home that supports healthy roots. The pot matters. A container with proper drainage holes allows extra water to leave instead of collecting around the roots. A pot that is too large can also hold more moisture than the plant needs. The soil matters too. Aloe prefers soil that drains quickly. Heavy soil that stays wet for a long time can create problems, especially indoors. Light is another important factor. Aloe enjoys bright light, but sudden changes can stress the plant. If your aloe has been sitting in low light, moving it immediately into intense sunlight may be too much. Gradual changes are usually easier for the plant to handle. Your local climate also makes a difference. Gardeners in dry areas may find their aloe soil dries quickly and watering may be needed more often. Gardeners in humid areas may need to wait longer because moisture remains in the soil. Seasonal changes matter too. During cooler months, aloe usually grows more slowly and uses less water. During warmer months, it may become more active. The plant itself will give you clues. The final step is learning the watering habit that protects aloe for years. The biggest secret is not watering more. It is learning when the plant actually needs water. Instead of following a strict calendar, check the soil first. Allow the soil to dry properly before watering again. When you do water, water deeply enough to reach the roots, then allow the excess moisture to drain away. Avoid small amounts of water given too frequently. This can keep the surface slightly wet while not creating the healthy dry periods aloe prefers. This simple change can prevent many future problems. Your aloe does not need daily attention. It needs the right conditions and time to grow. After making these changes, remember that recovery is usually slow. Aloe plants often improve over weeks, not days. The first signs of recovery may be small. You may notice the leaves becoming firmer. You may see healthier color returning slowly. New growth may appear from the center of the plant. These changes can take patience. One of the biggest mistakes after rescuing a plant is disturbing it too often. Constantly removing it from the soil, changing locations, or checking the roots can create more stress. Give the plant a stable environment. Let it adjust. Plants do not recover on our schedule. They recover according to their own natural process. To keep your aloe healthy in the future, there are 3 common mistakes worth remembering. The first mistake is watering too often. Aloe stores water in its leaves, so it is better to wait until the soil is dry rather than watering because a certain number of days have passed. The second mistake is using a container without proper drainage. Even careful watering can become a problem if extra moisture has nowhere to go. The third mistake is moving the plant constantly. Aloe needs time to adjust to its environment. Changing its location again and again can make it harder for the plant to settle. Simple habits usually create stronger results. Your aloe plant can teach you one of the most important lessons in gardening. Plants communicate through small changes. A softer leaf, a color change, or slower growth can all be messages. Learning to notice those signs helps you become a more confident gardener. You do not need to work harder every day. You do not need complicated routines. You simply need to understand what your plant is showing you. If you are comfortable sharing, I would be curious to know how your aloe plant is doing. Has it ever developed soft leaves or dark roots? Your experience may help another gardener who is facing the same challenge. And if you enjoy simple, senior-friendly gardening advice, consider subscribing.